Yo, what is going on, everyone? I got comments coming at me already. Brodes, you're late. You're right. It's 9:02. I'm a horrible human being. Terrible. My coffee machine was taking a little bit too long for me to get going. You know what I'm saying? Unbelievable. But here I am. We got some fantastic stuff to talk about today. Where do we begin? I don't know. 76ers last night. What a beautiful W by the squad. Just pure domination, some would say. Incredible stuff out of Shake Milton. Furkan Korkmaz, your boy, as we like to call him. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? The chat is going crazy. Am I going crazy, or am I like? I don't know if I'm going crazy or not. I think I am going crazy. I don't know if I'm blurry vision because I just woke up, or if I'm like out of focus a little bit. But here we are. Here we are. Is what new? I still hate Korkmaz is what Mikey. It's funny. Yesterday I did the post-game podcast, right? And the Anytime hotline was blowing up. So I figured, all right, I will hit the first call here. Let's see what we got. And the first call is just ripping Furkan. It's like, I did not expect to see that at all. I'm like, really? We're doing that right now? We're doing that right now. We're already ripping Furkan. Now, look, I'm not going to be mad about it. You know that. You know that. Let me get this second monitor closer so I can see a little bit of things here. Mike Scott went. He went 3 from 3 and had 4 steals. Mike Scott had a nice little how do you do? He had a nice little day at the office. There he is. Got my cup of coffee with you, bro. Bang! Cameron Mays coming up big with his cup of Joe. Cheers to you, Cameron. Cheers to everybody. I need to take a sip, but I'm afraid it's going to burn the hell out of my mouth, and I'm going to do it anyway because I do it every single morning, and it won't stop me because I love my coffee, and I want to pour it into my stomach. Oh, JYD33. Yes, Brodes Media logo. It's been up there for like a week or two now, but yes, that is a little bit, Brodes Media is somewhat new. Zion wants to know if the Phillies are going to waste Bryce Harper's career, and the answer is no. No, they're not going to waste his career. We're a couple years in. The Dave Dombrowski hire, I was skeptical, and I'm afraid of whatever happens whenever he leaves because he blows everything up insanely. No, I think Dave Dombrowski's in here to save the day for the time being. What? I love that. Are you ready for the Penguins this week? Of course I am. I got this juice going for you. Got bang, bang, bang. Pittsburgh 3 times in a row this week. What is it? Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday? That's going to be a fun little how do you do. I'm stoked for it. And it starts tonight. 7 o'clock. NBC Sports Philadelphia. NBC Sports Philadelphia. I'm super excited for it. Travis Konechny off of the COVID list. That's big. That's huge. That's big. That's huge. Sixers versus Jazz. Must win? No. Is there ever an NBA regular season game that is must win? Can we be clear on that? Have you ever? Does anybody know one? Does anybody know one that's must win? Because I don't know a damn one. Heck of a win out of the Sixers. I agree what you say all the time about Furkan. If he's not on, he hurts the team because he can't play defense to save his life. But when he is on, he is key. Yeah, I mean, look, this year it's been putrid. The fact that they showed up his graphic online or on the broadcast yesterday and he was shooting 32% from 3, that is putrid. Like, that is garbage. That is, you aren't allowed to be on the court bad out of a 3-point specialist, right? So, I mean, that is just god-awful. It really is. Anytime we play the Celtics, it's a must-win. It's not, though, right? I mean, it is in fandom. I want to beat this team. It's not in seriousness, though. It's not legitimate. Like, we have to go. Like, if we don't win, blank. That's what must win means. If we don't win, season's over. If we don't win, we are fucked. It's not a thing anymore. Brodes, the Phillies are back. I miss them, but we can compete with the Mets and Braves. Whoa. Are you? Whoa. Hold on. Brodes, our Phillies are back. I'm okay. I can put that together. Brodes, the Phillies are back. I miss them, but we can compete with the Mets and Braves. I don't know, dude. I don't know if we can compete with the Mets and Braves. Furcon haters keep that same energy. Well, that's simple. That's first off, your logo is Furcon Korkmaz. God bless you. 2, the guy stunk all year. I mean, there's been 2 games where you could be like, oh, Furcon. They're like 30 games into the season. 2. It's like 30 games in. So you can't come in here and start going all big tough on us here after one Furcon Korkmaz performance. I mean, the guy has been absolutely abysmal. You can't do that. You can't do that. I'm sorry. That's not allowed. $2 donation coming in from Chris Sheehan. Streaming from school. Surprised I'm not caught. I'm surprised the teacher hasn't put it up on the whiteboard, on the, whatever the hell they use these days, the whiteboard. Jeez, am I dating myself? Are there even whiteboards anymore? Remember those things where, I don't even know what they're called, but they have like the light over top and you put the sheet on it and they would use those dry erase markers to put them up on like the projector screen. It would project it, but you could see like the shadows of the teacher's wrist when they write. You know what I'm talking about? I'm sure there's a lot of you guys that are even so young that they don't even remember what the hell I'm even talking about. But anyway, Chris, thank you so much for the $2 donation. I really appreciate the support. Let's sell high on Furcon. There's no selling high on Furcon. No, there's no going high on Furcon. Nobody wants him. It's all Zoom now, bro. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Dude, school Zoom. Jeez, if I had to experience Zoom school, like legitimately experience it, I would just have my laptop up, mute it, mute the webcam, hide the webcam, play Xbox. Like, I would legitimately have like a webcam here. I'd turn it off, and here I'd be playing fucking Call of Duty. Really? I mean, I'm not going to actually pay attention. Those are ridiculous. Anyone to think I would be paying attention in a Zoom class, you're on drugs. I mean, that's just reality of the situation. I'd have on highlights from the night before while I'm on my couch, and I got all my cameras off. I would never say a damn word. I wouldn't even go in half the time. Do I think any Philly team will win anything? I need way more of a better question than that. What does that mean, Sean? Do I think any Philly team will win anything? It's like we're in school now. Maybe sharpen it up. Come back. I think we should have traded or signed for more rotation pitching, but it's not too late, right? I think he did as much as he possibly could. They brought in a lot of or what did I say? I don't know what I said, but relief pitching is what you mean by RP, right? Dude, I don't even know what I said in the beginning. I hope I said relief pitching. I think they did enough, though. I mean, really, how much more? They threw flyers on a bunch of guys. So I don't know how much you can really hang around and be like, oh, they need to go do more, right? Between Kinsler and Anderson and more in Anderson, more in the starting rotation, but they can kick back. Vince Velasquez is a guy that can be in the bullpen as well. Archie Bradley, of Hector Neris, Connor Brogdon, JoJo Romero. There's a couple other names that I'm missing from man, there's another one that's right off the top of my head, but I can't get it right now. There's a couple more. So I think they did enough. Look, I mean, it's so hard, friend, to look at what happened yesterday in that spring training game and be like, well, because this happened, that happened with Kinsler. So, I mean, I think he went in there and allowed a hit or something like that. I don't remember exactly off the top of my head. I do remember him allowing a hit, but for the most part, if you weren't Ivan Nova, you were all right. Ivan Nova, the first, they got shredded. Oh, yeah. Kinsler allowed 1 hit in 1 inning. So he looked all right. I mean, you know what I mean? Some of these guys just getting out there and throwing the ball around a little bit. It's so hard to really dive deep into some of the spring training stuff. But yeah, he went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, and that's about it from there. He soared through the inning, if you will. Bryson Stott got a little how do you do, though. A nice piece of hitting. Well, he got a nice little, all right, here we go. All right, I gave a little, all right, for Bryson Stott. Although he's not close. Plus, you got Didi. I think that's perfect. You get Didi here. He mucks and grinds at shortstop for a little bit. And then, boom, before you know it, you got Bryson Stott all caught up and ready to rock and roll. So, yeah, I think it might work out perfectly with the 2-year thing. Maybe. I hope. We'll see. I love Didi, though. I'm super pumped for him. Lineup card came out. Uh-oh. Don't tickle my fancy. Oh, here we go. I just went to look and I typed in Jim Schwartz instead of Jim Salisbury. I don't think Jim Schwartz has the Phillies lineup. Give it to me. McCutch, Segura, Napper. Wait, this is yesterday. Fuck! I don't see it. Why don't I see it? Here's Matt Gelb. Does Matt Gelb have it? I don't see the full lineup. All I see is Odubel Herrera starting today in right field. In right field? Is he gonna take over Bryce? Full time? Oh, here we go. I got it. All right, the only ones that matter. Mickey Moniak's playing. He stinks. Mickey Moniak stinks. Wait, what happened? Tim Holder's here too? Where's Tim Holder? I don't see him in here. Where's Oldsey? Or is he with you? And you guys are just hanging out together watching Coffee with Brodes. I can't believe Mickey Moniak's playing right now. DH. Yeah, because he stinks and can't field. Don't Mickey Moniak season me, Holder. He stinks. Do you remember him out in left field last year? Couldn't even track a baseball. Mike Schwarren could play left field better than him. You got Hastley leading off. You think he hits maybe a ding-dong to start the fellas off? Scott Kingery in the 2-hole. Bohm batting third. Ew. Herrera batting fifth. Moniak DH. Some of the other guys are like, yeah. Like Hall. Is anyone really interested in watching Hall today? No. Unbelievable. Who do I think will win the center field job? My personal opinion, what I want it to be, I want it to be Odubel Herrera. Because of the 4 people, that's right, 4 people that are competing at center field, he's the best one. He's got the best talent. So I want it to be Odubel Herrera. Who do I think will win it? I don't know what to expect out of Odubel. The guy hasn't played baseball in 6,000 years. I probably have a better job of going up there and giving it a couple hacks. So it'll probably be like a platoon of Hastley and Kingery is my guess. What I think it's going to be is like a Hastley against righties and maybe a Kingery against lefty. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. It might be something like that. Although Hastley went lefty bomb, oppo last game. So if the guy can hit lefties, who knows? But they never give him chances to. Guy's got 60 career at-bats against lefties. Probably going to rotate that around all season. I agree. Because keep in mind, if McCutchen needs a day off, then Hastley can play left, and then you end up having Kingery at center, or you can rotate things around for sure. Thank you so much for the $5 donation, Giroux. Nolan Patrick and Oscar Lindblom have been nothing but disappointing. Think they start figuring things out soon? Yeah, I mean, you saw Alain Vigneault go with Nolan Patrick at right wing, try and mix things up a bit, but now Travis Konechny's coming back. I think they're in a little bit of a funk. I thought Oscar Lindblom, I don't think it was the last game against Buffalo. Maybe it was the first game against Buffalo. He had some great vision, and he really did set up a lot of teammates beautifully. But you're right. And with Oscar Lindblom, it's like hard to get mad at him because of what he went through. Is that playing a role in maybe how he's out there? But he doesn't look a step slow. Like, he doesn't look bad at times. Like, he looks like Oscar Lindblom at points where he's passing the puck. He's utilizing his skill set. And also, there is great play out of him. But I'm with you. I want more out of those two. And Nolan Patrick's been a roller coaster. There's times where you're like, holy shit, this kid is fucking unreal. Like, he's got a skill set in there. And then there's times where, is Nolan Patrick even playing? Let me check the roster. So I'm with you. I want more out of both. And yes, there is plenty of time to figure it out and gel a little bit more. Thank you so much for the $5 donation, Drew. I really do appreciate all the support. Sixers got to stay first going into the break. Not necessarily. See, I'm not one of those where like, oh, you got to have the first overall seed. Like, do you? What's wrong with 2? What if you have 3? I don't know. I'm not obsessed with regular season basketball. Beat up on Utah. I mean, yeah, I would love to see them beat up on Utah. I'm just not a guy where it's like, you have to have the 1 seed. They don't. They don't. You don't have to have it. That's my philosophy, though. I'm sure I'm in the outlier. Yes, Ben, I did see that. Odubel Herrera in the lineup. Should be interesting. Although it's not a game where it's on NBC Sports Philadelphia. But what I was thinking about doing was maybe looking into a little Toronto Blue Jays broadcast, if you know what I mean, on one of those websites. You know what I'm saying? Check it out. Because I need some Phillies baseball at 1 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Jared? What's going on? Thanks for coming in, man. Birds Bricks asks if I'm still co-hosting 97.3. I am not. I left the station to do a little bit more with my own personal brand here at Brodes Media. So I left 97.3. Friday was my last day with Mike Gill on the Sports Bash. Does that mean a live Phillies game? Not today. It's spring training. Like yesterday was fun. Spring training, first game on. We're going to be implementing more live streams for sure. So there's no doubt about it. There will be more live streams, just not today specifically. But look, if you want to keep up to date with any sort of information that I'm doing, make sure you go on over to Twitter and follow me at Brodes81. That's the best way for you to really be able to get the news, stay up to date, hear what's coming up, stay involved, stay engaged, and win some free prizes. Every Wednesday, there's a hump day giveaway that I do on Twitter. So make sure you check that out as well. Another $2 donation coming in from Chris Sheehan. Roman Quinn for center field. His speed is game-changing. Thoughts? All right, so Chris, here's my problem. He stinks. Unfortunately, that's where we're at. His speed is game-changing. Here's your problem. His batting average is .213. Let me know when he's getting on base to utilize that speed. I think Roman Quinn stinks. He's not good enough. He's not a good enough hitter. In terms of injury and all, we all know he gets banged up all the time. But look, the guy's just not good enough. The guy is not good enough. Does he have a role on a team? Sure. Pinch run the guy. Pinch run the guy in a big situation. I don't know. But I'll tell you what I do know. He shouldn't be our starting center fielder because it's a bad spot to be in. Thank you so much for the $2 donation, Chris. And coming in is another one from Christian Romeo, $2 as well. Trade a late round pick and a D-man for Ekholm. I'm in for Ekholm. I'm in on Ekholm. You need a lot of help here with the Flyer squad. He's got let's see his deal. I think he's got 2 years. Got 2 years left on the deal. I think. I'm going to double check, though. Yeah, this team needs defense so bad that if you can go out and get an Ekholm, I'm ready to, get a little excited. I'm nervous because I know that it'll load eventually. That he gives up a lot of compensation for people. Might overpay a little bit, Chuck Fletcher, and that gets me a little bit nervous. After the first spring training game, I got bored with the games. I want to see regular season. That's how it always works, right? I mean, you get excited, baseball's back, and then boom, before you know it, here's all these scrubs in the fourth inning. No, so it would be a back end of this year. It is 2 years technically, but It would be for the rest of this year and then one full season the following year. It would help out tremendously, though. There's no denying that he would help out tremendously. And yes, Ekholm would be something I would be all about for sure. Thank you so much for the $2 donation. Lane Johnson needs to stay healthy this year. Well, that's a problem heading into the year, right? Brandon Brooks, injury. Jason Kelsey, warrior, but you just don't know about the guy at this point in his career. Brandon Brooks, banged up. Lane Johnson, banged up. Like, these guys have been banged up, and I like some of these players that are younger. I just don't think that they're like, hey, you saw it. When you got to rely on 4 of these younger guys, you're in a problem. You're in a pickle. If you just throw Jack Driscoll in for a game or 2 or for 3, like, you're okay as a stopgap. But if it's now relying on these guys, well, it's a different story, and that's a problem. Let's throw this bad boy up on the screen. Big tilt tonight coming from Chris, also known as Flyers Fan Mania 93. You're damn right it is. And I got this juice going for this Flyers Penguins series. I'm excited to see Claude Giroux off the opening draw. Line up Crosby at the blue line and give him hell. I'm excited for that. By the way, are the Penguins having fans? Are the Penguins having a couple thou in there or what? All right, time to put the lid on to keep the temperature where I like it. Brodes, we should get an Eagles pod soon. Shoot off the offseason. Yeah, look, as the draft's going to be getting there, I really do think, and it's crazy because the Eagles are always number one, that the storyline that we went through of what happened this year and what happened with Doug, Carson, Nick Sirianni, there's a fatigue that set in. And it's crazy because this city, it's Eagles, right? I mean, Eagles carry the show. I think there's something happened this year where, man, it really just got too much. Too much. Stop. So it got to a point where, like, hey, I needed a week or 2 to just not even think about this damn team. Let's talk about the Sixers. Let's talk about the Flyers. But I'm with, oh my Lord, I thought I exited out of everything that I needed. But I'm with you. I think as the draft gets closer and all, we'll intensify that Eagles talk. But man, it has been so annoying, so brutal, and all that. We got a little personal question here. I like it. Bro, is your hockey career done? Or are you in a beer league behind closed doors? What position did you play? It's a good question. So, yes, my hockey career is done. It ended in, 2018 or so is when I hung up the skates playing college hockey. No beer league. I have been thinking about lately, though, just hopping on the ice again. The good thing is a lot of my friends still play. A couple of them play in the NHL. So when they come home, they want to skate. They want to get on the ice. They want to make sure they're on the ice, stay up, stay in pace, and stay, ready to go for the seasons and all. So during the summers, I get a little bit of a chance to hop on the ice and, kind of play some shinny hockey, if you will. But no, I don't do anything like that. I want to, though. I do, but there's only so much time for it. And men's league is at night, and I got this to do. I got games to watch. I got podcasts to record. So it's a little tough. But I was a stay-at-home defenseman. Chip pucks out, block shots. I did the dirty work. Unfortunately, my comparison I'll give you is Justin Braun, and he's a stiff. A $2 donation coming in from Jonathan Himes. Malcolm Brogdon rant, please. What should I rant about on Malcolm Brogdon? What should I rant about? I feel bad because here you are giving me a $2 donation and you want a Malcolm Brogdon rant. I don't even know how to provide that for you. If you asked, hey, Brodes, can I get a Gabe Kapler rant? Oh, sign me up. Oh, don't tempt me with a good time. But what am I supposed to hate on Malcolm Brogdon for? What did Malcolm Brogdon do that really pisses me off? Am I missing something? Brodes, do you think Bryce Harper will have an MVP year? An MVP year? Probably not. Probably not. He'll have a good year. I think he'll have a very solid year. He'll give you a very successful year. Do I think he's going to give you an MVP type season? Probably not. I don't think so. And that's okay, though, right? I mean, I think that there's so many studs in this league nowadays. It's crazy. Brodes, did you go D1? I played D3 NCAA. But it's weird with hockey because, like, there's There is D2, but not really. There's D2. So for the most part, it's D1 NCAA and D3 NCAA. So, no, I played D3 NCAA for 2 seasons, and then I realized my passion is in sports talk radio, and I made the hardest decision of my life because from ages 4 to about 22, 23, that's all I ever had in my life was hockey, but I made the decision, and here we are today. So, just crazy. It really is. Just crazy. Christian Romero comes in with a $2 donation. Do we lose Voracek to the expansion draft? I don't think so. I don't think so because of the fact that the contract. I don't think – and to be honest with you, I'd be a little bummed if they took Voracek because I know he's a hater. Like, he's not a hater. People hate him a lot, though, and the contract is significant. I get it. But I think you'd be damaging your team pretty well if Voracek leaves. He'll be available. I don't think the Flyers protect him by any means. He'll be available for them to go snag. I think you'll see more of a Shane Gostisbehere get picked up. Like, that's my feel on who's going to get yanked by the Flyers. I think it's going to be probably a Shane Gostisbehere. That's a good question. Have I ever been in a hockey fight? I've told this story a couple times before. I don't know if I did it on a live stream, maybe one of my Flyers videos, or when I had Riley Cote on, I told it as well. I've been into one, and when I was playing junior up in Vermont, I had one regular season game up. This is when it was my last season playing junior before I went on to college, and my goalie got hit behind the net, and his helmet came off. I'm like, yo, fucker, I gave the guy a couple fucking cross checks, right? And before I knew it, my gloves are off, and I'm holding onto his chest. And I'm like, oh, shit, I'm in this thing. And there's technique in this, all right? It's not just, oh, yeah, go in there and start swinging. But you get the adrenaline rush. You go in there and you start swinging. So I throw one, I miss completely. He throws one, he misses completely. I try and throw another one in. And as I'm holding on, all I see is the fist coming towards my nose. And I'm like, oh, shit. He clocks me right in between the eyes. I'm down. I'm like, oh, fuck. Nose is bleeding, blood everywhere. I'm like, oh, my God, this is a nightmare. I always had this dream, right? Where here I am, like I fix the elbow pads. I do like the old hair bag. Let's go, boys, right? Like as I'm going to the box, I'm getting pumped up. Complete opposite. Here I am in the locker room. I got 2 chopsticks in my nose, and the trainer's like maneuvering my nose back into place. That was my only fight. But I dropped them. And I don't pull shit around. Most people would be like, yeah, I got into a fight. You should have seen the other guy. No. I got my ass whooped. No, you can fight in the league I played in. I did not get suspended, Jared. This the league that I played in, you can drop the mitts. So I dropped them. My last regular season game, I was like, fuck it, let's do it. And I fought someone who fought, the bad thing on me is, you got to know how to fight if you're playing hockey. Like, you can't just go out there and start swinging. And I fought someone who was experienced, and that showed. I fought someone who fought before, and it absolutely showed. So, look, it's funny. It's a funny-ass story. It was a nightmare scenario for sure. But, hey, I dropped them. You can never go back. I got pictures of me with 2 black eyes. I wonder if I can find it. I look like an alien. I got pumped. But, yeah, that happened. Defended the goalie, outcome irrelevant. To make it even worse, it's like an awful story, but it's funny. I think it's hilarious. We were up 3-1 at the time. So, everyone's looking for that momentum swing. So you're up 3-1. Why would I fight? There's no reason to fight. I could see why they wanted to. They wanted to try and spark the team. So not only were we up 3-1 and I got my ass kicked, but then they came back and tied it 3-3. So it's like, oh, everything that went wrong. But we won in overtime. The boys came out big and won it in overtime. So they at least had my back there. Just funny, though. Yeah, we did. We ended up winning the game. So it makes it funny. If we lost, I'd probably still tie it into a funny way, to be honest with you. But, yeah, I mean, looking back, just hilarious that I thought that would be a good thing to do. But I wanted to. It's like, dude, it's my last regular season game. I've never dropped the mitts before. And then I realized, well, there's a reason why I haven't dropped the mitts before. It is what it is. Top of the morning to you, lads. Well, Ethan, cheers to you as well. Who's my favorite Sixer right now? Joel Embiid. All time? Probably has to be Allen Iverson. Did you want me to say Furkan Korkmaz or TJ McConnell? TJ McConnell. Unbelievable. Hey, Carmen, what's going on, man? Honestly, hilarious. Yeah, I know. Was my coach mad? He did pull me aside after the game and gave me first off, it was the last regular season game that didn't have much difference in the outcome. We were set where we were in the playoff seeding, so it didn't really change much. But he did bring me over afterwards and be like, "Yo, Brodes, probably not the smartest picking. You probably didn't pick and choose your first or your first pick and choose. You didn't pick and choose the right time." Jeez, I can't even get it out of my mouth. But yes, he pulled me aside afterwards. Brodes, not again. Not again. Chip Kelly or Gabe, who was worse? Chip Kelly did win 10 football games 2 times in 3 years. Got you to the playoffs. Blew up your franchise. Gabe Kapler, no playoffs. Didn't destroy your franchise. Chip Kelly was probably worse. Chip Kelly was the better coach because he did win 10 games, 2 years of the 3. So let's not give him zero credit from that aspect. Although, look, insane flaws for sure. Who was worse, though? I'll say Chip Kelly for the internal stuff. My thoughts on Alec Boehm, I can't wait to watch the kid play every single game for the next 10 years of his career. That's what it is. I can't wait. It's unbelievable. Alec Boehm is a professional hitter already. You know who else is? Matt Joyce. Oh, that was disgusting. So unbelievable. We're in the 3rd inning. My man is doing diving glove saves out in right field, and then he's responding with bat flips and dingers on the other way. It's just crazy. Shake Milton. Yeah, Shake Milton had a nice day at the office. He definitely did. I think it's so funny, though, that my comment section after last night's game was, "You have to start Shake Milton over Danny Green. You have to do this. You have to do that." Dude, Shake Milton has sucked. Shake Milton has sucked. So he has one good game, and now it's time to put him in the starting rotation and do. It's dude, it's unbelievable how irrational game after game people are. It's I get it. You can talk about each game, but it doesn't have to be to this crazy level, right? Someone pointed out, Brodes, he's a 14-point per game scorer, though. You're not giving him enough credit. I'm sorry. 4 of 12 for 13 points doesn't cut it for me. 11 points, 9 points, 11 points in 10 shot attempts, 10 points in 13 shot attempts, 4 of 13 for 10 points. You got to use context here. He hasn't been efficient, and he hasn't been good. He had an explosive 26-point game last night, and it was solid, and I like him. But after one guy has a game, if that's the case, Furkan Korkmaz should be a starter in the NBA because of what he did last night. Do you see what I'm saying here? Do you see my problem? It's unreal that. And then what happens with your bench? Who's going to be your primary ball handler off the bench? Please tell me. Who's going to run that second unit? Tyrese Maxey's not ready for that right now. It just doesn't make sense. It is insane how game by game, this and that. All right, he had a nice game. It's not time to start plucking him into the starting rotation now. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. Is Mike Scott a part of the playoff rotation? I don't know if they have another option at the 4. Here's the thing. If you get that Mike Scott, if Mike Scott ends up down this rest of the back half of the season, is this? Yes. If he proves to us that it was the injuries that were bothering him and that's what was affecting his play, well, then, yes, I would agree with you. But as of right now, I don't think so. I don't think that that's the case right now. He's going to earn his way in there. I think you'd utilize Ben as a stretch, as a off the ball 4, as a point forward. And maybe you'd get creative with that when Tobias isn't out there on the floor. So as of right now, I don't think so. Maybe depending on the matchup, he's on that edge. He's on that bubble. He's right there. He's got to prove himself, though. Unless, too, keep in mind, they're going to make a trade. They're going to go after someone. And if they go after someone, it might be a stretch 4. And if it's a stretch 4, then no, I think Mike Scott gets moved along the way here. A $10 donation from Alec Pags. L'Chaim. thoughts on Morgan Frost? I like Morgan Frost. I think the kid's going to be a stud. He's in that time right now where he's got to wait for his opportunity, though. He's starting to get little opportunities here and there. And when he does, he makes noticeable plays at times, but I don't think he's ready yet, right? Like, I don't think it's a Joel Farabee spot where he's just going to come in and be this player that Joel Farabee was. I want to look up what he's doing right now. Is he just taxi squad? I guess he's not even playing AHL games. He's just taxi squad right now. Because I was going to look up what he was doing with the Phantoms to look up his points, but I forgot because of what's going on. Or is he? Where is Morgan Frost right now? To be honest with you, I guess I'm lost on the Morgan Frost train. I don't know because there's an injury thing next to his name, but I don't think he's injured. I think he's. Oh, he is hurt. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, he did get – oh, yeah, he got hurt in the beginning of the season. That's right. Dude, I lost my mind there. I apologize. That's right. He did get banged up, and then it didn't look like that brutal of an injury, and then he's out for some time. That's right, the shoulder. That's right. Man, I'm sorry. I had a brain fart there. I'm like, where is Morgan Frost? I didn't realize that he was still banged up from that. But, yeah, I mean, my thoughts on him is he's going to be a stud, and I think it is going to be – I do remember that. It is going to be like pretty much a year-long injury, so it was pretty tough for the kid. He's going to be a great player. I do. I think he's going to be a very solid player for this team. I just think he's more raw and he needs some time to learn it. He does, but his skill set's there. If you watch it just from like a talent level, he has the talent level. I think he's got to work on the body frame side of things. I think he needs to just play at that speed, play at that pace, so then his IQ can adapt and learn and his decision-making can really improve with the speed of the game at the NHL level. But there's no doubt that he is very talented, very skilled, just young and raw is the way that I put it. But I'm very excited to see how he grows, what he grows into, what he becomes, and what his top 6 role once is in this franchise. Like, there's going to be a day where Morgan Frost and Joel Farabee, we talk about like Claude Giroux and Jake Voracek. Like, you talk about, all right, where you're going to be talking about Konechny, Joel Farabee, Morgan Frost. Like, I think he is going to be one of those bigger names that is discussed when you think of the Flyers franchise. So that's the ceiling I think he has, and I'm excited to see him grow into that. I apologize for forgetting that he got hurt. That's right. It was like, like 3 games into the season or so, 4 games into the season. He ended up getting hit along the boards, and he went down holding his shoulder. Then I remember I saw, damn, he might be out for the year when I saw the updated injury report. So much going on, I just forget sometimes. I apologize. Are Farabee and Frost good enough to bring us to the Cup, though? Well, if you're talking about them at 30 years old, that's so far down the road, you don't know what they blossom into. I'm excited for Joel Farabee. Just in general, like this year, the man is unbelievable. The man is sick. It's his second year into the league. Like, it's not as if the guy has had that much time, and he is already adapting into becoming one of your most impressive players out there. So he's doing that now. Think about him 6, 7, 8 years into the league where he gets a ton of years under his belt. Like his first year he comes in the league, he gives you 21 points in 52 games. And now he's got 17 points in 18 games. Joel Farabee's a point-per-game player right now in his second season. Like, I think Joel Farabee, 5, 6, 7 years down the road, you're talking like stud. Talk of the league good. That good. I think Joel Farabee could be that good. Talk of the league good. So, I mean, is he good enough? The thing with hockey is it's not the NBA, where it's, but can Ben Simmons bring you to the promised land? Can Joel Embiid win you a championship? With hockey, it's not that way, right? Would anyone in a million years look at the St. Louis Blues 2 years ago and say, who can lead a team to a cup? Ryan O'Reilly. Now, you might look at Pietrangelo and say, well, he's your guy, he's your captain, he's your leader, he's this. And yeah, they have roles. But there's no way that you would think from like a forward department, Braden Shen, Ryan O'Reilly. Now, Tarasenko's a nice player, but also Tarasenko. You don't look at him and say, Austin Matthews, Connor McDavid, Sidney Crosby, Ovechkin. He's not on that level. Tarasenko's nasty. He's not on that level, though. But Ryan O'Reilly was the face of that run. You don't say that that's a player that would do that. So you don't necessarily need that. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to, like, can they bring you a Stanley Cup? You just need the right team. You don't need, like, those guys. Look at the Edmonton Oilers. They have Connor McDavid. They're not in the running for the Cup every year. Now, I'll tell you who might, though. This Toronto Maple Leafs team is gross. Watched them last night. 3-0 easy victory over Edmonton. This is a complete Toronto Maple Leafs team. When you look at the Flyers' record, you're shocked for how bad they've played. Stunned. We'll see what they do against this Penguins team. The Penguins are not as good as their record indicates, but it's significantly better. It's still an upgrade over playing the Sabres and playing the Rangers. Like, you're getting more there. Toronto will fall apart, says Christian. See, like, normally I would agree with you, and this year feels different, though. And you got to keep in mind, you're playing in a situation where you're only playing your division. You don't have to worry about seeing the Boston Bruins. See, everyone says Leafs will lose first round. Like, there's a hump period. There's a situation where you get over that hump. Michael Jordan lose in the first round. Would lose in the first round. Then he learns from it. Like, there is this growing pain experience. There will be a time where this Toronto Maple Leafs team does win that first round. And they do get over that hump. And the way that they're playing, if you watch this team, look, they've been good in years past. This is different, though. This Maple Leafs, I'm not saying 100% they're going to go win the Cup, but I think they have a nice run in them this year. Like, I really do. I think they can be that successful this season. Penguins are in a weird spot. They either need to make a trade for Malkin or Letang. They either need to trade Malcolm or Letang or make a move. Aren't they they're in a playoff spot right now, though, and that's the problem. If they're in a playoff spot, you don't touch it. If they're not in a playoff spot, then that's when you make the moves. Oh, they're out of it now, but that's because teams have less games and they jumped up and all, and the game thing. They're super close. They're in that 5th spot right out of the playoffs. They're not in there anymore because teams started to bounce around like the New York Islanders. But they're in play. I mean, there's no doubt that they're in play. They're 2 points behind the Flyers, although the Flyers have a couple games in hand. They're in play. They don't look to be as engaged as they were maybe a night or two ago, because when I checked a night or two ago, they were in that playoff spot for real. Now they moved down a bit as teams caught up with games, but they're in that area. And do you blow things up when you're in that area? Do you move on for Malkin and Letang when you're right there, or do you try and squeeze the juice out of the lemon? And I think I would try and squeeze the juice out of the lemon because you have Sidney Crosby. I think it's that important. I think it's that, that big. Give me your top 5 current Philadelphia athletes. All right, in no order. I'll just spitball off the top of my head. Joel and Ben are in there, right? So Joel and Ben Simmons are in there. Bryce Harper. Love me some Bryce Harper. Let's see here. Eagles. You know what's crazy? I don't think that I really have. Look, I like Lane Johnson. I like Jason Kelce. They're Eagles guys. But favorite Philadelphia athlete, I'm sorry, I'm not going offensive lineman. So my point is with that is I don't think that there's a Philadelphia Eagle that will make my list. And that's sad. Sad. I like Miles Sanders. Is he like a top Philadelphia athlete? No. I like Miles Sanders. Not there, though. Not Rager. There's no cornerstone. It would have been Wentz before last year for sure. Would have been Wentz, but he's not there. And the fact that there's going to be 0 Eagles on my list, I like maybe Brandon Graham. All right, maybe Brandon Graham. Maybe. But let me Claude Giroux's in there. So we're at 3. Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, Claude Giroux. Bryce Harper's 4. And see, I feel like I'm doing Brandon Graham a disservice because my other thought would be Alec Boehm. And I don't think I could throw Alec Boehm in there over Brandon Graham's career. So I'll go Brandon Graham. I think that's unfair for me to throw an Alec Boehm in there who's played a half of a shortened season on us. That got me excited. Yeah, we'll do that. But that's a good list. So we got Bryce Harper, Ben, Joel, Giroux, Brandon Graham. But the Brandon Graham one's iffy. I mean, I do think it's replaceable. If I think hard enough, Maybe I could change. Like I could put Joel Farabee on that list. I really think I could. Kevin Hayes. I could put Kevin Hayes on that list. But I feel like that's a shot in the face or like a spit in the face. It's a big disrespect to Brandon Graham. So I don't think I could put Farabee or Hayes in front of him because I respect BJ and everything he's done. So I'll have to do that. You thought I hated Alec Boehm. How would I hate Alec Boehm? How would I hate Alec Boehm? I want to hear everybody else's, though. In the comments section, throw in there. Well, Zach Ertz is going to be gone. So I don't even look at him as an Eagle anymore. And that's sad, right? But he's not going to be here. So I don't even look at him as an Eagle anymore. He's not here. He's not here. He's just not here. But I want everybody down below in the comments section here to kind of throw in their top 5. I'm curious to see names that are on the list. Who do you put between the pipes tonight? Did AV make that official? Chris, I'll ask you because you're followed up to date on like practice stuff. And did AV make it official? Who was in between the pipes for tonight's game? Has that been thrown out there? I'm excited to see your response, Chris, because I know that you're all into it. You go practice lines. As much as I love the Fly guys, I don't go practice lines, you know? Like, I'm not looking on off days to see who practiced where. I'll see it on my timeline because I follow a lot of the Flyers beat guys, but I don't like insanely study practice lines. How many dingers do I think Bryce will hit this year? Probably 37. I'll go 37. Chris, I need to know. I hope you're still in here. I'm getting a little nervous. Unless you're digging in and doing your little research. I might be going in there and typing in some stuff or texting some of your sources. AV normally says, like, hey, we're going here tonight. And he always gets asked, too. Like, hey, what are you doing with Netminer the next game? Giroux, Harper, Graham, Hart, JT. I don't have that connection with JT in an emotional way, to be honest with you. I don't. Joel, Ben, Bryce, Kelsey, Giroux. See, I like Jason Kelsey. I get it. I do get the emotional tie. It's just hard for me to go like lineman as like, you know, I really appreciate the lineman. I do appreciate the lineman, but from like top 5 athletes, I don't know. I can't go lineman, man. I just can't go lineman. No update yet. I believe morning skate is at 11. I'd suspect Hart. All right, that's what I'm looking for here. Someone asked who I'd put in the pipes. I didn't know if AV made it official. No update yet. Morning skate at 11. I love it. I would go Hart. In my personal opinion, I would go Hart because of the awesome shutout. Now, if he threw up a stinker, if he had a bad game, I probably would go with Brian Elliott. But I think he deserves a chance to kind of keep this hot streak going and go with Carter Hart. He's such an insane athlete, though. Who are you talking about, Pags? Jason Kelsey? I know. I'm with you. I listened to the Kelsey. I listened to the Kelsey speech in my time of grieving with this team. All right, so one of the things that Mike Gill and I would go back and forth about on the Sports Bash was he wasn't a Howie Roseman guy, and I fully was aware of that. But what he would do is he would look at the 20-year career that has been here, the last 20 years, and say, people who hate Howie Roseman are not looking at it with an objective eye. They just despise him, and they thought it went to an extreme. And I understood what he was saying, but he went too far to defend it that it made him seem like a Howie Roseman apologist, even though he wasn't. Like, I understood that, but because the people who hate him so much, he was just trying to say, like, I understand why you hate him, but it's not as bad as what you're making it out to be. It would make him feel like an apologist. And one of the things that he did was he would constantly play Jason Kelsey's speech. Why? Well, because the first part of the speech, the first person he says is Howie Roseman. And he was like, we wouldn't win if it wasn't for Howie Roseman. And he would use that to support his answer. Like, look, Jason Kelsey didn't even hate Howie Roseman. And I'm like, Gil, look, I love you. I really do. And I love everything that you do. But the guy's drunk. The guy's hammered. He's shit-faced. He just won a Super Bowl. He's going to be emotional. Doug Peterson said it's the new norm. What did that do for us? Nothing. Just because someone says something when they're drunk, emotional, and happy and all, and praises someone because he's all excited. Yeah, Howie Roseman deserves praise for winning a Super Bowl. He does. He had a good year. He hit on the free agency, made trades for J.J. He had a good season. You won a Super Bowl. Yeah, you're going to be all excited and hyped up. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that now Howie Roseman's good enough to keep his job because of what happened 3 years ago when Jason Kelsey was hammered. Like, I don't see the correlation. Because Jason Kelce was hammered and said, oh, we shoved Howie in the closet and he came back a new man. Like, yeah, so he said that. I said a lot of things that don't mean a damn thing. You've said a lot of things that don't mean a damn thing anymore. Because with time, things change. This is a different Howie Roseman. So goddamn. Yeah, Fred says he listens to it all the time. He's going to be able to give me the whole monologue here in quotes into the chat. I love it. I love it. Yeah, but who cares if I don't put any stock into that. I also heard Doug Peterson say it's the new norm. The guy's fired. The new norm is my ass is on the couch with no job. And Howie Roseman should be doing the same damn thing soon. Look, I do agree with Gil's assessment of, like, people really do think that he is the worst GM in the history of sports, and that's unfair. And, like, I don't know how this is the case, but it's the case. Every, like, not president, but high executive list and rankings where the high executive football minds in the NFL end up ranking who the best are in the league, they rank Howie Roseman high. He's always constantly in the top 10. So the NFL looks at him, the high-ranking people in the NFL look at him as a top 10 guy. And you can't pretend like that doesn't matter, as much as we can't stand recent moves and things of that nature. But I think a lot of that has to do with how smart he is with utilizing money and pushing money around. Like, that is a strong suit that you can't pretend doesn't matter. But there's a time where the course is ran. And I think we had Rob Motti on. And I thought Rob Motti really explained it perfectly for where Howie Roseman is. Andy Reid is a fantastic coach, right? We can all agree. Amazing coach. There was a time that it was over here in Philly. Great coach. It was time for him to go. Time for something new. Time for something fresh. Time for a new identity. With Howie Roseman, I think he can be a good GM in another situation. I don't think he sucks. I don't think he's the worst thing ever. Like, I think he's got major flaws, and he is a reason why we are where we are today, for sure. Like, I'm not, like, here we go. I feel like I'm on that line of, like, I'm just saying he's not as bad as what people are saying he is right now. And I think with the Eagles, it is time. It's the same thing with Andy Reid. Andy Reid, great coach, time for him to go. Howie Roseman had a phenomenal 20-year-plus year, won a Super Bowl, had a lot of success, made the playoffs a lot. It's time for something new. Too much toxicness going on. It's time for something new. It's time for something new. Worst ever? No. Good enough right now? No. No. So both can be true. He's not the worst ever. He hasn't been good in the last 3 years, and now it's time for something fresh. That's where I'm at. So that's my 3 Howie Roseman bullet points here. Not as bad as everyone says he is. Hasn't been nearly good enough in the last 3 seasons since winning the Super Bowl. And I do think Jeffrey Lurie has a lot to do with that. I really do. You know, I think Lurie made a lot of these decisions that we rip apart Howie for. So we ask, how is Howie still here? Well, Jeffrey Lurie knows that 4 of those picks that we hate him for wasn't even his fault. I do think some of that's in play as well. Unfortunately, I know that's not a sexy thing to hear, but I do think that's reality. To be clear, I want Howie out of here. I don't want him here anymore. I want a whole new, fresh identity under the Philadelphia Eagles logo. I really do. I really, really do. But he's just not as bad as what everyone says at the same time, if that all makes sense. I hope that's clear to people. A $2 donation coming in from Giroux. Carter Hart will be himself again. I know he will. I'm with you. Look, he's young. Goalies don't come in at 20 years old. Like, it's not a thing. So he's going to learn on the job. There'll be tough moments. There'll be good moments. I think emotionally is where he needs to really find himself. It's tough. It's hard. I'm not saying it's easy. But I do find that he gets the emotions get the best of him. In a weird way. Not like a Travis Konechny way. Not like a Scott Lawton way. But in his own Carter Hart way, where he gets sucked into his own mind a bit. That's where I think it happens. I feel like a lot of fans in the city don't appreciate Coots, even hockey fans. I agree with you. I mean, the guy's an unbelievable player. Selke winner. The guy's a two-way guy, man. Does it all. Absolutely does it all. Yeah, Sean Couturier is a legitimate stud. I don't even think he gets recognized league-wide enough. It's funny. He wins a Selke, but it was almost like a pity Selke. And I hate to say that, but if you're in the running over and over and over and over again, there's eventually a time where it's like, all right, he's been in the running for 4 years. He's going to win it. And I'm not trying to take away from anything. The guy's in the running every single damn year, it seems, but it does. All right, well, Bergeron had it so many times. Let's give it to the new guy. It does kind of feel that way with it. And that's why I say I don't even think he gets league recognized enough, even though he won the Selke. But I'm with you on that. I'm definitely with you. All right, where are we here with somebody? After that Howie ran, I'm surprised I didn't see anything about that other than... All right, Nick, you're spamming a little bit here, so I got to put you in a timeout. Same with Kopitar. Yeah, it doesn't help that he's playing for the Kings, too, right? Like, it's just not a sexy team to play for. Coots is the best player on the Flyers. It's not even close. So, let me ask you this, because this is an interesting question. Is the best player and the most important player two different things? Because I think Sean Couturier is the most important player, but is he the best player? I don't know. You can make the argument he is. Definitely. You can make the argument that he is. But is there a better player right now? I'm spitballing. I'm thinking, like, can I say Joel Farabee is a better player? Probably not. Can I say Claude Giroux is a better player? Better player, but maybe not the most important player. Like, I know that sounds crazy, and it sounds ridiculous. But I do think best player and most important are two different. And I would put Sean Couturier with the most important player title. But I feel like I think Claude Giroux might be a better player. Right. Even Claude Giroux. Like, I do think Claude Giroux would, even though he's not the same version of himself that he was X amount of years ago, I still think he's the better player, but he's not the most important player. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just spitballing in my head here, and things are racing all around. But yeah, it's kind of how I look at that. Furcon Corkma says, love you, man. Enjoy the show. See you for the Flyers pod. Well, thank you. I'm excited for the game. Oh, we got a couple minutes here. I started around 9:02, so I'll go till 10:02. I'll give ourselves a little bit of an extra time because I started just a couple minutes late. A little late wake up. Won't lie to you. 8:52 rolled out of bed. Hit snooze a couple times. Tried to run up, turn the computer on, make the coffee, sit down. I'm like, I got to do a better job of waking up like that. G is more of an offensive threat. Provorov is also so good. Yeah, Provorov, he'd fall in the category of a very important player for this team. No doubt about it. The 76ers remind me of the 01 Sixers. Well, that means you see a playoff run here going to the NBA Finals in the future, and I'm not mad about that at all. The difference is, like, the 01 team was good, but did you really think NBA Finals? Like, did you really think NBA Finals? This team, I think, while you might not fully believe it, it's more in the conversation than that 01 team was. You know? Like, I think this team is more of a completed team, which is crazy to say. But it was like in the Allen Iverson show. Here, it's like, yeah, it's the Joel Embiid show, but you have Joel, you have Ben Simmons, you have Tobias Harris. Like, I do feel like it's more of a competitive NBA Finals team than, say, that 01 team was. With that 01 team, it was a fun ride. It was an awesome journey. But when you see Kobe and Shaq, it's like, oh, damn. Okay. Oh, damn. Who's my favorite Philly team in my league? I don't have favorites, right? Like, I love them all. I can't pick and choose. I love them all. It's all fantastic. You know what I'm saying? But when is TK coming back? Well, he came off the COVID list. So that's the first big step here. Who do I think the Eagles will take in the draft? I don't know. I think they're going to do their due diligence on all these players up at the top. Whether it's a quarterback, whether it's a wide receiver, offensive lineman, like there's so many directions they can go into because they have so many problems and they have so many holes. So when you have so many issues, you're going to do some research on all of your guys, right? So I think that from that perspective, I really don't know. I see a mock draft where they're taking Jamar Chase. I see a mock draft where they're taking Waddle. I see a mock draft where they're taking Devontae Smith. I see a mock draft where they're taking Surtain. Like, I see a mock draft where they're taking everybody. If they're taking everybody, I don't know what direction they're going to go into. So they're probably going to even keep quarterback in play. So I really don't know. I seriously have no clue. They have so many directions to go into. But with that being said, we're going to shut her down right now. Great hour of Coffee with Brodes. It was fantastic. Thank you guys all so much for hanging out this morning. And look, we got a big Flyers game tonight, so I'm super excited to kind of kick back, watch the Fly guys, and yeah, we'll see how they react here after a beat down of the Buffalo Sabres. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. See you guys later.